To all of you and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. As usual, let us start with the snippets. The first one here, Omar Abdullah meets Prime Minister, Union Ministers. All simple words, nothing to learn as such. Second one, money laundering a threat to online gaming, a report. There is one expression here, money laundering. Money laundering you have got many a time. What does it mean? You earn money illegally and you try to convert that into legal money through banks or other channels. That is known as money laundering. Israel, genocide and ethnic cleansing. There are two important words. Genocide. Israel plans to empty Gaza Strip, says Abbas. Genocide we have got many a time. Side means kill. Genocide. When someone tries to kill people of a particular race or community, then we use the word genocide. Homicide means one person killing another person. Homicide. But genocide, killing people of a particular race or community, then we use the word genocide. Important word. Ethnic cleansing. Ethnic means belonging to a particular tribe or group, traditional group or traditional tribe. Ethnic fashion, ethnic culture. And cleansing means in a way removing and making it clean. Israel plans to empty Gaza Strip, says Abbas. Other words are easy. Should chess be made an Olympic sport? Its rising popularity makes a strong case. Here we have a few important words. Good morning to all of you. Let me continue. Here should, the helping verb or the modal, it has two functions. What is the first one? It is used to advise or suggest to someone. One function. What is the other function? It is used to express a possibility, but the chances are less. Should chess be made an Olympic sport? Why? Its rising popularity. It's a possessive pronoun. Never takes an apostrophe. That you have to recollect. And rising. We have got many a time rising, raising. Rise means it's an intransitive verb, irregular verb. Rise, rose, risen. And raise, a transitive verb, and also a regular verb. Raise your hands, raise the standards. Here, rising means what? Going up. Popularity of chess is going up. Based on that, there is a question. Should we make it an Olympic sport? Should chess be made? That is in passive voice. Washington Ashwin bowl out New Zealand for 259. Here bowl out means what? All these, the entire team New Zealand got all out for 259. And who is behind? Two bowlers. One is Washington, the other one is Ashwin. It is about that. All out for a particular score. Bomb threats affect more than 80 flights in a day. This is really disturbing. Bomb threats. Here you have to recollect the word hoax. H-O-A-X. Means a prank call, or someone makes a call and says there's a bomb over there. But when the bomb squad goes there, they don't find anything. That is known as hoax. And you can also think of the expression a prank call. Yes, not frank, prank. Affect, effect we have got many a time. Affect, affected, affected, a verb. Effect can be a noun, can be a verb. 80 flights in a day, that involves, imagine checking 80 flights every day in anticipation of, not in anticipation of a bomb. People are involved and a lot of time goes waste, passengers get affected, flights get delayed, so many problems, and 80 flights not a small number. Congress opts out of UP bypolls, offers Samajwadi Party unconditional support with no strings attached. No strings attached means no conditions attached. Unconditional, both mean the same. but with no strings attached, an important idiom you have to learn and remember. Opt out means decide not to contest. He has opted out of the race, means what? He has decided not to participate in the race. Here, Congress opts out of UP bypolls, offers Samajwadi Party unconditional support. India-China begin disengaging at last two friction points. They have come to an understanding based on that disengagement, means they call the soldiers back at the last 2 points. Ajit Pawar told to comply with, an important expression. You all know what is the meaning of comply with. Comply with means to follow, but you should also recollect words like, a few important words are there. What are they? Adhere to, expressions. Stick to, comply with, and abide by. All these are very important. You guys have to recollect. Based on, comply with, adhere to, stick to, comply with, abide by. All are important words. Ajit Pawar told to comply with Supreme Court's orders on symbol. Illusory attempts to defeat Russia will fail. Illusion. Illusory means not being practical. Illusion means actually magic. Illusion. You are under some illusion means what? You have a feeling that something is going to happen, but the chances for that are bleak, may not happen. Based on this, you can make out illusory attempts to defeat Russia will fail. The president of Russia is saying, if you try to defeat Russia, if you have some hope or illusion or you imagine to defeat Russia, that is not going, I will answer that. That is not going to happen. That is a statement categorically made by the Russian president. Illusion, important word. Two words, these two come under confusing words. Illusion, illusion. Illusion means to make indirect reference about someone or something. Indirect reference about someone or something, we say elude, illusion. That is different. Illusion is different. That's a good question. Disturbed waters. You can also say rough waters, rough sea, disturbed sea. What is it about? We have a pic over here, fishermen pushing the boat. Fishermen securing their boats after the Dhamra river swelled on Thursday as Cyclone Dana made landfall close to some place along the Odisha coast after midnight. SEBI chief skips Parliament's PSC summons. Simple words. Two soldiers among four injured in Kashmir ambush. There is one important word here, ambush. Ambush goes with, that is a different meaning. Now I cannot go deep into that. No, in a way they are related, but not exactly. Who is this Mohan? In a way they are related, but not exactly. And ambush means, imagine, usually this goes with predators, big cats, tigers, leopards, lions, cheetahs, puma, all these big cats, what they do, they hide behind a bush, and when the prey comes, they suddenly pounce upon the prey. That means they ambush the prey. Ambush means to hide and hide somewhere and attack suddenly. Here, ambush. Two soldiers among four injured in Kashmir ambush. Supreme Court finds discrepancy, an important word. In Delhi, Lieutenant Governor's version on tree felling in protected ridge area. As I said, ridge is a forest in Delhi, heart of the city. And ridge area, you can also say ridge forest. Last time we got one news headline snippet. He made a statement saying that he was not aware that to fell the trees, one has to take the Supreme Court's approval, and a statement given by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi that he was not aware. And based on that, continuation of that, Supreme Court finds a discrepancy. Discrepancy means a difference, something like mismatch, difference. And inconsistent, you have to think of the word inconsistent. Discrepancy in Delhi Lieutenant Governor's version on tree felling. Why is this important? Felling. Fall, fell, fallen. That is a different meaning. Mohan Krishna, very good. Ridge also goes with geography, and ridges, valleys, that's a different thing altogether. Here it is the name of the forest is ridge. Ridge is the name of the forest in Delhi, Ridge Forest. But the word ridge has a different meaning that goes with geography and geology. Why is this important? Fall, fell, fallen. We all know. But fell, felled, felled. Important from the exam point of view. Fell, felled, felled means what? To cut down. Cut down what? Trees. That is an important headline. Same news or same snippets, detailed information. Consider green bonus for hill states, Sukhu tells Niti Ayog. Green bonus. Bonus, you all know, it goes with companies, employees. Companies give bonus to the employees. Here it goes with a different concept, green bonus, something like a gift, not literally a gift. Shiromani Akadal not to contest by-polls to 4 assembly seats in Punjab. This is political news. Tamil Nadu CM requests centre to secure Fisher's release. We have got many a time, now it has to become familiar to you. Fishers, noun in the plural form, ending in the letter S, then we should use the apostrophe after the letter S. That's what you have to recollect. That's all about the headlines, whatever you can learn based on the headlines. Let us go to today's editorial. Let us start with what is the enrichment from this session. What are you going to learn? Comprehension skill, vocabulary, grammar consolidation, effective English, mini mocks, writing skill, vocabulary consolidation. Today I am going to tell how to write based on the fishbone approach. That will be useful for your essay writing, especially essay writing, in a way letter writing also. Dispel, an important word, part of speech verb, to drive away or make a feeling, doubt or belief disappear. Some people have a feeling of doubt or a feeling of a doubt or some sort of belief, usually negative belief. We try to remove that belief, negative belief, or we try to remove those doubts. Then we use the word dispel. Usually it goes with fears. Look at the example. A leader's speech helped to dispel fears about the economic crisis. Imagine people have some doubts about fears about economic crisis, but the leader has given a speech, and based on the speech, the fears disappeared. Then what do we say? The leader's speech helped to dispel fears about the economic crisis. Synonyms: disperse, banish, eliminate, scatter. Not exactly the synonyms, but in a way you can consider. Disperse, scatter, one and the same. To go in different, no, terminate or nullify, both entirely different. No way related to this context. You should always look at the context. Based on the context, we use words in English, though they have the same meaning. Scatter brain, very good, aspirant. Scatter, disperse, to go in different directions. After a meeting, people say, let us disperse, means let us get scattered. But here, scatter brain, I appreciate aspirant. Someone is not stable, today one thing, tomorrow another thing. British English, we also say fickle-minded person, fickle-minded. But Americans don't use it, they say scatter brain, that you have to recollect. Antonyms: gather, accumulate, retain. Concerted takes the word efforts. Concerted efforts means together you do something. Planned or performed in cooperation with others. Jointly arranged or carried out. Carry out is a phrasal verb which means to execute, to do. Carry out something, to do something. The team made a concerted effort to complete the project on time. As I said, the word concerted goes with efforts, here used in the singular form. Mohan, no, it is not like that. For which word? Allied. You cannot use concerted efforts, you cannot say allied. No. You are using, I think, in a way, you are not looking at the context. And you have to listen to what I'm saying, understand the context, then you respond with a synonym. But here, at random, the words you have been coming up with, in a way related, but not exactly because of the context. That is very important. The team made a concerted effort. We cannot say the team made an allied effort. That does not make any sense whatsoever. Means what? They worked together to complete the project on time. Coordinated, united, collaborative, combined. See, here you don't have the word allied, no way related to that. I appreciate your enthusiasm, but you have to hold it and listen. Then you respond. Uncoordinated, disjointed, isolated. Induction. I have given this a few times. Induction means tomorrow you get a job. The first day in the office, someone receives you, introduces your colleagues, tells about your responsibilities. The entire process is called induction. Part of speech, noun. The action or process of formally admitting someone to a position or organization. The induction ceremony welcomes new members to the club. As I said, the first day in some place. Initiation, installation, admission, inauguration. Expulsion, dismissal, rejection. Simple words. Skewed. Skewed goes with an image or a picture. Part of speech, adjective. Not straight or evenly balanced. Here, more than all these words, one word you have to focus on. Not even biased, distorted, skewed image, skewed picture, skewed information means what? Distorted. Distort means what? Something is straight, you try to change it. Take it on the negative side, distortion of the image. The survey results were skewed due to the small sample size. If you take a large sample size, you get authentic information. A small group, then you publish, then the information is in a way skewed. The survey results were skewed due to the small sample size. Distorted, biased, misaligned, unbalanced. Here we cannot say biased. Other words can be used, but exact word you have to remember, it is, why baptism here? Who is this? Janu, baptism. Why baptism here? Straight, aligned, balanced, impartial. Plenary. Plenary goes with a meeting, usually. Political parties and also companies, general body meetings. The last day, the session on the last day, we call it plenary session. Fully attended by all members, complete in every way. That is the literal meaning. The plenary session of the conference addressed important policy changes. Means the last day, we call it plenary session. Full, comprehensive, inclusive, entire. Partial, incomplete, restricted. Detent. I think there are two strokes, then I have to check the pronunciation of that particular word. It could be a French word. Usually if you see the strokes above letters, usually a French word, then we have to check the pronunciation. Part of speech, noun. The easing of strained relations, especially in a political context. Easing off means what? Reducing the tensions. Look at the example. The summit aimed to bring about a detente between the two rival nations. Means they wanted to reduce the tensions between the two rival nations. Easing, relaxation, reconciliation, truce. Tension, hostility, escalation. Usually I give, if you look at the word hostile, hostility, noun form. Hostile, it is adjective. You have to recollect words like enmity, hostile, enmity. Careful with spelling. It is not E-N-E, E-N-M-I-T-Y. And also I give the word antagonistic. What is the word? Antagonistic. All these you have to recollect. Unfriendly, simple word. Friendly, opposite, unfriendly. Unfriendly, we use all these words. Easing, relaxation, reconciliation. Reconciliation means the patching up. Truce. At the time of war, we use this word. In a way, but not exactly. Not relevant. Not relevant in a way, but not relevant. Tension, hostility, escalation. That's all about editorial vocabulary. Now let us go to ceasefire relevant to truce. In a way, I said. Induction, okay, Janu, I got it. Induction, synonym, baptism. Not exactly, because I gave the example of going to office for the first time. There we use, you join some company, first day we use the word induction. Baptism has religious connotation, whereas armistice you have to, Aman, how come? Pleasant surprise after a long time. Induction is a neutral word. Both are entirely different. You guys, I appreciate your response, but you guys have to know English is not as simple as you think. We have words, we have synonyms, but we have contexts. English is a combinational language, and there's a technical term for that, collocations. Collocations means the word combinations. Based on the context, based on the combinations, we have to use the words. Just because they are synonyms, we cannot use wherever we want to use. That is not practically possible, not advisable also. When you ask the question, what is this about? The editorial discusses the significance, means importance of the 16th BRICS summit held in Kazan, Russia, amidst the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. We all know the war is not over, still the war is on, and against this backdrop, BRICS summit was organized in Russia. It is about that. Any editorial, amidst means in the middle. Where is it? In the midst also you can say, both mean the same. It's okay, perhaps you have become busy. Here, ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Once you read this, you have to guess. It is about a summit. What is that? BRICS summit. Then when we go to writing skill, I'm going to tell, you have to think of the broad framework. What could be the broad framework? What is the summit? And when was it conducted? Where was it conducted or organized? Who attended? Any summit, they come up with resolutions. What are the resolutions or agreements? And when you talk about the agreements or resolutions, what are the impediments or bottlenecks or hindrances? And finally, what is the stand taken by the editorial? This is a broad framework. You should guess beforehand. Then when you read, it becomes easy for you to comprehend and also analyze the information. There are two levels of reading. One is casual reading, just to comprehend. The other one, higher level, intellectual caliber, you comprehend, at the same time you analyze what exactly the writer wants to convey, whether it is subjective, objective, analytical, critical. All these questions pop up and you read keeping these questions, and that is analytical reading. What is the tone? The tone of the editorial is analytical and balanced, not neutral in a way. What is a stimulus? Building blocks. This is like based on the word BRICS, homophones. What are homophones? Please answer. What are homophones? Homo means the same. Phone here means sound. Words with same pronunciation but different spelling, different meanings. For example, weak. W-E-A-K, W-E-E-K. But how do you pronounce a weak? Sun. S-U-N, sun, S-O-N, sun. And here we have another BRICS. What is the spelling of that? BRICS. When you want to construct a building or a wall or a concrete structure, what are the building blocks? The building blocks are bricks, but here a different one. And this bricks is acronym. What is the difference between, try to answer, acronym and abbreviation? Acronym and abbreviation, what is the difference? REEC, rec. But their pronunciation changes. The second one also should take the letter W. SCUBA, yes, very good, you remember. SCUBA is an acronym. What do the letters stand for? Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. Acronym means we take the first letters of different words and we form a word like SCUBA. Sleeps, I have created that. Yes, Charan, very good. And abbreviation, you take the first letters of different words, you pronounce every letter. For example, BBC. I have pronounced every letter, BBC. And AIMS is an acronym, BBC abbreviation. Building blocks. On the 16th BRICS Summit in Kazan, the BRICS Summit showed, what is the main idea? It showed something. What did it show? The BRICS Summit showed that Russia was not without friends. Against the backdrop of Russia-Ukraine war, the West must have thought many countries wouldn't respond, wouldn't attend. But something else happened, including India. Many countries attended the BRICS summit and it showed something. What did it show? Russia is not alone and it does have friends. Russia is not without friends. Russia is with friends. Showed that Russia was not without friends because many countries participated in the summit. How does it start? Russia's hosting of the 16th BRICS summit in Kazan had several messages, not one message, had several messages because it's already over, already happened, it has to be in past. I have something present, I had something past, I have had something present perfect, I had something past perfect. All the four patterns you have to know. Yes, very good, Mohan. HIV, AIDS, very good. I appreciate that. Russia's hosting of the 16th BRICS summit in Kazan had several messages watched closely by particularly the Western countries. Because they imposed the sanctions against Russia, they must have watched closely. This was the biggest such conference in Russia since the Ukraine war began in 2022. When did this war begin? Way back in 2022, it is still on. And from that date, if you take, this was the biggest such conference in Russia, with leaders of 9 countries and Saudi Arabia's foreign minister arriving as BRICS and BRICS partner countries and about 30 leaders of the global south attending a special BRICS outreach conference. All these people have come, attended. Russian President Vladimir Putin dispelled any notion. Dispel means remove. Any notion. Notion means idea. Dispelled any notion that Russia had been isolated due to Ukraine. This summit has shown something. Russia has not been isolated. Crystal clear. The summit agenda. Whenever we talk about a meeting or a summit, usually when we go to a meeting, we ask the question, what is today's agenda? Means a list of things to be discussed. The summit agenda and the Kazan declaration sent a concerted message, means together they have given a message on strengthening economic bonds, one thing, within the group that together represents a third of global GDP. If you take this group, BRICS, it represents a third, means 1/3 of global GDP, in a signal that unilateral sanctions against members, when they show that solidarity, concerted message means they're all united, there is a solidarity among them. In a way it says, if the West takes unilateral decisions, that is not going to be acceptable. In a signal that unilateral sanctions against members, who are the members? Russia and Iran, for instance, are not acceptable to all. Unilateral decisions usually not acceptable. Any decision has to be based on consensus. Unilateral decisions based on whims and fancies, not acceptable anytime, anywhere. Same more or less. Summit has other meanings also. Meeting is at a lower level, summit is at a higher level. Among the agreements, usually any summit, any conference, any meeting, as I said, they have certain agreements, they come out with a declaration. These are all pertinent questions the writer tries to answer. Among the agreements, a push for an interbank cooperation mechanism, a grain exchange, a cross-border payment system, an insurance company, and growth of the BRICS New Development Bank indicate the intent. All these things indicate something. They must have thought about these, and all these indicate something. Intention. Intent means intention to seek alternatives to the prevailing international governance structures. Today we have international governance structures, and these are controlled by the West. That is the reason why West tries to impose sanctions, and this summit shows that all these member countries worked on together, concerted efforts, worked on certain things, and they wanted to come up with all these, work on these. And the most important thing here, working on all these things show something. What does it show? It shows that they are looking for alternative payment systems, or alternatives to what? Prevailing international governance structures. Prevailing means existing. You are welcome. Prevailing means what? Existing international governance structures. That includes payment systems also. The induction of members, Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia, all these countries have been inducted as members. Iran, Egypt, Ethiopia, the UAE, and Saudi Arabia. When you see the UAE, you have to think of the rule. Names of countries, proper nouns. Before proper nouns, we don't use any 9 a.m. sharp. We don't use any article. But English has rules, English has exceptions. Before the names of certain countries, we have to use the. Important examples: the Netherlands, the Philippines, the Irish Republic. Everyone knows the USA, the UK, the UAE. All you have to remember. These are the new ones. Is another sign that the counterbalancing arrangement of emerging economies that BRICS was envisaged as cannot be mocked. It is in passive voice. Mocking means ridicule someone. When someone says, I want to become an IAS officer, I want to become a bank officer, some people may laugh, oh, this guy becoming. That is mocking at him, ridiculing, looking down upon with a feeling that that fellow can never become. And here when they started this with an objective, envisage means to visualize, to imagine. Objective of BRICS what? They wanted to provide an alternative thing, counterbalance the influence of West, and that was objective. But here, all these countries, we use one general term, members of BRICS. What is that expression? Emerging economies. But you need to have some background. What is it? If you take the world, usually we say India is a third world country. Then you have to wonder what is the first world, what is the second world. First world, industrially developed capitalist countries. Second world, industrially developed communist countries. Third world, either developing or underdeveloped socialist countries. We have a combination of public sector and private sector. India belongs to third world, countries of Latin America, and countries of Africa usually underdeveloped. But countries of Latin America or South America and Asian countries, they come under developing or emerging economies. That you have to know. And they must have mocked at this group initially, but now the group shows it cannot be mocked or looked down upon, because they could make the presence felt. While many BRICS countries have strong ties with the US and Europe, it is clear that they feel that the present institutions of global governance are skewed. That's why they are looking for alternatives. The present international prevailing systems are skewed, means what? Distorted, and they are in favor of the West, unfairly towards the old guard of the West. That is a problem here. They are tilted towards the West. Prime Minister, now what is the role of stand taken by India and what are the statements given by our Prime Minister? Prime Minister Narendra Modi's statement at the closed plenary last session sought to allay some concerns. Allay means to reduce, dispel means to remove, allay means to reduce, mitigate, alleviate, assuage. And that also goes with fears, concerns, doubts. His statement at the closed plenary sought to allay some concerns about this challenge, describing BRICS as an inclusive, not a divisive organization, but one that works in the interest of humanity. All these phrases are very important towards the welfare of the mankind, in the interest of the humanity. They come under phrase replacement, and also when you write the essay, if you use these expressions, you get maximum marks. In a nutshell, what the statement says, BRICS, they are trying to face the West. They want to change the prevailing international governance systems, and BRICS is not a divisive force. It is into inclusive. It has taken inclusive approach. Inclusive, an important word. Today we talk about economy. We talk about policies. We always use the expression, we are looking at inclusive growth. What does it mean? If you take any country, we have different strata. Layers are there. The cream of the society, the middle class, the upper middle class, the grassroots level people. When we think of development, we have to include all the people, all the segments of the society. That is known as inclusive growth. But you leave tribal people, they get alienated. Then it is not inclusive growth. And the statement says BRICS is for inclusive growth. It is not a divisive organization. And it works in the interest of humanity. Given that India is the only member, the fact is that India is the only member of BRICS that is also part of US-led arrangements. What are the arrangements led by US or organizations led by US? The Quad and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. This is a necessary balance. Prime Minister tried to make a balanced statement. And one more dimension is there that also reflects the balanced approach of India. His often repeated, often short form oft phrases that India supports dialogue and diplomacy, not war. What is the stand? This is a balanced stand. We don't believe in war, we believe in diplomacy and dialogue. And that there are no solutions on the battlefield. This is very important. Why is it important? A lot of people say, I live in the third floor. In the third floor is wrong. On the third floor. Next one, I live, it is in the campus, wrong, it is on the campus. The same way, in the exam they may take the same sentence and they may change the preposition to in. Very difficult to spot the error because in the battlefield seems to be right, but what is the correct preposition here? On the battlefield, on the campus, on the third floor. This is very important. Were a necessary reminder that all members do not completely align on geopolitics. When it comes to geopolitics, the groups and all the people, all the countries may not agree. That is not practically possible, not a pragmatic thing to think of. It was significant in this context that India backed the strong paragraphs in the declaration on Israel in Gaza and support for the state of Palestine. The summit must have come up with a declaration. In that declaration, 2 paragraphs deal with 2 or 3, the stand of Israel and also the state of Palestine. India has backed the strong paragraphs in the declaration on Israel in Gaza and also support for the state of Palestine. Apart from the substance of the summit, means the essence of the summit, the core of the summit, The BRICS grouping also affords. Afford here has a different meaning. I can't afford that car means I don't have enough money to buy that car. I can't afford to do that. If I do it, it may create a negative impact. But here affords means provides. Affords its members a stage to discuss thorny bilateral issues. Thorny bilateral issues. Between two countries, thorny issues. Given differences between members, to substantiate that, including Iran, UAE, Egypt, Ethiopia, the detents between India and China over Doklam and agreement on resolving the 4-year LAC standoff deadlock were both held in meetings between the Prime Minister Mr. Modi and Chinese President Jinping on the sidelines of BRICS summits. Sidelines of BRICS summits means what? BRICS summit, but at the same time they must have squeezed in some time. They had a separate meeting. Then we say on the sidelines. It ends on that particular note, I suppose. Yes. Based on all this, try to answer the questions to test your comprehension skill and also your listening skill. What is the first one here? What was the main message conveyed by Russia during the 16th BRICS summit in Kazan? Russia is expanding? No. Russia is isolated? No. Russia continues to maintain strong international relationships despite the Ukraine war. It has showed the same thing. It has shown the same thing, not this one. Which countries were inducted as new members during the 16th BRICS summit? Egypt, Iran, Ethiopia, and Turkey. Turkey, I doubt. Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, and Iran. South Korea ruled out. Iran, Turkey, I doubt. So what is the answer here? Answer has to be the second option. What is the second option? Saudi Arabia, Egypt, UAE, and Iran. What was one of the key economic initiatives proposed during the BRICS summit? Establishing a military alliance? Wrong. Creating a new World Trade Organization? No. Developing an interbank cooperation mechanism and cross-border payment system? Answer is C. Very good. Within no time. How did Prime Minister Narendra Modi describe BRICS in his plenary statement? A divisive? No, not at all. A global military? No. An inclusive organization that works in the interest of humanity, an important phrase, that works towards the welfare of the mankind or in the interest of humanity. You have to remember these phrases. Platform to align all BRICS members? No. What did India's support for the declaration on Israel and Gaza signify? So what is the stand taken by India regarding Israel in Gaza and also the state of Palestine? India's complete alignment with Western policies? No. India's opposition to Palestinian statehood? No. India's emphasis on dialogue and diplomacy in global conflicts? Yes. India believes in diplomacy and dialogue. Answer is C. Try to spot the errors. An important one. This is an important one. Not since the Second World War, so many people in so many places have been traumatized at once. Trauma means a severe pain. It could be physical, it could be mental. Agony. We use the word trauma, traumatic. Trauma centers are there in big cities. Here we have a negative word. There's an important rule. What is that rule? When we begin a sentence with a negative word, negative words like not is a negative word, seldom is a negative word, no sooner, hardly, scarcely, barely, then the clause, this is a clause. The clause cannot be in affirmative form, it has to be in interrogative form. Based on that, we cannot use have here. Not since the Second World War have so many people in so many places been traumatized at once. Have they been traumatized? That is interrogative. Have so many people been traumatized? Interrogative form. So where is the error? We have an error. Have should not be here, it should be there. Another example, if you want clarity, seldom he visits his parents. Wrong. Seldom does he visit his parents. Hardly he has reached the station. Wrong. He had reached the station. Wrong. Hardly had he reached the station. All these should be at your fingertips. Seldom means rarely. Try to spot the error in the next sentence. In the past 2 decades, Nigeria's film industry blossomed into a mighty national asset. Here you have a clue, time phrase. In the past 2 decades means what? From the past to the present, 20 years. From the past to the present, then you have to think of present perfect tense, not past tense. You cannot use past tense, you have to use present perfect. Based on that, in the past 2 decades, Nigeria's film industry has blossomed. What is it? Has blossomed into a mighty national asset. Here, mighty means a powerful. Very good, aspirant. Has is missing. We should use present perfect. If you are enjoying a succulent piece of fresh fruit in an European city, in the exam you should not go beyond this. What is the reason? European city. What is the first letter? A vowel letter. But it has a consonantal sound, U. That is a consonantal sound. Then we don't use the indefinite article and we have to use a European city, not an European city. And this has been given in many exams, an important one you got to remember. Let us go to effective English. I have brought 5 idioms which are very important, rather confusing. Try to get all the 5 correct. What is the answer for the first one? Get your act together. I will wait for your response because these are very important and to some extent confusing. Get your act together means what? They are confusing because pull yourself together, 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 together. Or you have the same word ending in the same word. Get your act together means to start to organize yourself. Answer is D. No, answer. Pawan has got it right. D. Pull yourself together. Sometimes what happens, try to answer second one. What is the answer? Pull yourself together. One student responds, then I will tell you the answer. Leela says A. Very good. Here, pull yourself together means to recover control of your emotions. Imagine some disturbing incident, you become a little shaky, but within no time, you pull yourself together. That means, again, you're normal and you're ready to do something. Recover control of your emotions. This is rather easy. Put 2 and 2 together. What does it mean? Third one, Pawan says E. To determine, guess or infer something from the available evidence. Yes. Answer is E. Keep body and soul together. What is the answer? Shreya has come up with all the 5. Keep body and soul together, manage to stay alive, especially in difficult circumstances. Feather once, one word is missing here. Feather one's own nest. They have given many a time. What does it mean? To make money not honest way, dishonest manner. Make money dishonestly. So answer is what? D-A-E-B-C. D-A-E-B-C. Very good. That's wonderful. These words are writing skill. Coming to writing skill. Today's editorial is about BRICS Summit. To write about this, take fishbone approach. What is this fishbone approach? You use a basic question words. And to get the information, 6 question words are there. First one, what happened, where it happened, and when it happened, why it happened, objectives, and who attended. Here, in a way, we cannot use the last one. But for each one, you write the answers. What happened? What is this about? BRICS summit. Where it happened? Russia. When it happened? The dates. And who attended all those countries, you have to list out. And why? What are the objectives of this approach, this summit? And how not relevant here? For each one, you write the answer, you get 4 or 5 sentences, you join together, then it becomes a paragraph. That gives you confidence. Give it a try, you will see the difference. These words not from yesterday's editorial, but important words and 10 words. Try to get all the 10 correct. Conviction, when it comes to legal terms, we have innocent and we have guilty. Guilty person means a person who committed crime will be convicted. Innocent, a person who has not committed crime, will be acquitted. So you have to know, first one, conviction means what? Decide someone is guilty of crime. G. Lament means to regret, to feel bad, to feel sorry. C. Tardiness means slow or very slow and being late because of that. E. Span means to spread and to extend across, you can say that also. B. En masse means a large scale, all together. I. And what is the next one? Acquittal. Someone is innocent, we acquit, free from a criminal charge. J. Heinous crime means what? Very bad and shocking. Infirm means a weak. A is the answer. And what is the next one? Axiom means a statement accepted to be true. Titular head, we say, title or position without power. Not easy because who is this? Murthy, I appreciate. GCEBIJHAFD. Wonderful, Murthy, I appreciate you. That's all for today. I hope you guys have got enriched. And do remember, after the session, we'll upload the PDF. To access the PDF, you have to join our Telegram group. And have a nice day. Thank you very much.